But moving on. Anyways, so there was this clip of Yandy speaking to her, basically her adopted daughter, and they were having a conversation about how she sent her back to stay with her grandmother. So in the clip, they talk about how I guess the little girl started to date some boy, and Yandy felt like he was not a good look for the little girl. He felt like the girl started getting off course. She felt like he was a bad influence. And the boy, even to my knowledge, contacted TMZ, tried to leak info on Yandy and her family. And at that point, sis was like, you know what? At this point, I think they had made mention of like trying to call CPS on her and leaking stuff to TMZ. At that point, it's like, do I want to keep a child that's not mine and put the children that are mine in danger, or do I send you back to your grandmother and let her deal with it? I don't think Yandy was wrong. If I try to give you a loving home and I'm telling you, a person that you are dealing with is not a good look and they are bringing turmoil to my family and you are still dealing with that person, you have to go. You have to go. But there was a lot of people who was like in the comments and they were saying, oh, she's wrong for sending her back to the grandmother. Oh, she only wanted to get the little girl for clout. She only sent the girl back because of Mandisi. It was just all kind of stuff in the comments. And I'm going to just tell you, Yandy, if you ever see this video, I don't think you did nothing wrong. If she dealing with somebody that's disrespecting your home and it's putting your actual children in a bad spot to where they could be potentially leaking your business to TMZ, out of there. You wouldn't be in my house. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna play the clip. I'm gonna take it off so that I'm gonna take it off the screen so that VH1 don't flag you, girl. And I'm gonna just let the audio play and y'all could hear the audio.
In our house. When that person, everything was heaven in our house. When that person got involved in our life, it tore our relationship apart. Infinity was in a very toxic relationship with an older person. And as her mother, it is my right to say you are not allowed to date someone that much older than you. I said, Infinity, leave this particular situation and be with us completely and wholly.
Okay. So not only is she dealing with a knucklehead boy, but she's also dealing with a knucklehead boy who Yandy is saying is much older than her. So you have that element as well. In addition to her dealing with an older boy that is much older than her, let's listen to what else Yandy has to say.
We cannot mix the two. This person said, you leave Infinity in hotels with your kids to go to clubs and shake your ass. No, I'm booked, I'm working. And she's 17. She could be there with my kids. I was a single mother. I don't know what's wrong with that. This person was going to try to get my kids taken from me and call TMZ. And I told you, and you still decided to do what you wanted to do?
Yes, I did make a decision. You wanted me to stop, and I chose not to stop dealing with that person. But just because I made a decision, did I deserve to be fed back to the wolf? Did I deserve to go live back with my grandmother?
Yes.
You sure in the hell did, under my roof. Yandy looked at her and said, yes. She looked at her and was like, yes. The girl said, even though I didn't listen to you, even though this person said that they were going to call the authorities on you, call TMZ on you, I chose to still deal with them. Even though I did that, does that mean I deserve to go back to my grandmother? You going today? The fuck?
Everything was heaven. Absolutely, Infinity.
Good to know.
This person was able to get into her brain and manipulate her to turn against us. It made everything I do seem wrong. I said, Infinity, if you do this, you cannot stay under this roof. And behind my back, you did it.
I don't think that means, oh, like, you know, you got to treat me like I'm just a stranger. That shouldn't have resulted in that.
You were never a stranger.
If I was...
That's what's wrong with these kids today. That's not treating you like you're a stranger. That's treating you like you have consequences for your actions. That's treating you like, I told you that I'm not going for this. That's treating you like you still didn't listen, and now you have a consequence for your actions. Period. But, you know,
me and Skylar right now, you would not have done this on national television. I have nothing else more to say. This actually really done for me.
Okay. And so the girl ended up, you know, getting up and walking away or whatever. And at the end of the day, accountability is what a lot of people don't take. She does not, like these kids these days, and even a lot of adults, they don't have the accountability factor that they have to be accountable. Like, she isn't even understanding that she is accountable for the choice that you made. You were given a choice. Stop dealing with this person and remain under my roof. Continue dealing with this person and go. You continue dealing with that person, so your behind got to go. You need to be accountable for your actions and your choices, and you made a choice. And I don't think that, you know, a lot of people feel like, oh, if you adopt a child, you have to, you know, keep them despite the disrespect and all of that. And I feel like you shouldn't just throw them to the wolves at, you know, the first bump in the road. But if you are putting my family at jeopardy, you have to go. It's different from, you know, us having an issue with you not getting your grades up, or you not, you know, doing your chores, or, you know, little stuff like that. But if you are putting my family in jeopardy, a person is going to TMZ to try to put my family on blast, going to CPS, and you are still dealing with that person, meaning that you going forward are still going to be, the more information this person has, the more ammo he has to put my family in further jeopardy. You have to go. For the people who don't understand that, I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand. Now, yes, you shouldn't just adopt a child if you don't plan on sticking it out. But at the same time, if that child is not willing to receive the love that you are giving them and grateful of the life that you are trying to provide for them and going against the grain, I do not feel like you should be obligated at that point. You want to be grown? Go be grown at grandma's house. Go be grown at grandma's house. Because if I ain't dealing with it with my own kids, I'm not about to deal with it with you. Anyways, so there was a lot of people who had something to say, and I even see a lot of people saying something in the chat saying that don't adopt children if that's not what you want to do, etc., etc. Again, I said what I said, and that's how I feel. If you want to be grown, your ass could be out. Just like when people have disobedient children that are biologically theirs, they butt could be out too. The girl is 17 years old, disobeying her rules, putting her family at jeopardy. She has other small children to tend to. You got to go. I said what I said, and that's how I feel. Even if it was my own biological child, if you are disrespecting my house, you got to go. It was a video not too long ago, or not a video, it was a post. And one of my subscribers, they basically wrote in, or like basically hit me up for advice. And they were talking about how their daughter was a gang member. The daughter was getting their house shot up. Their daughter was doing all of this stuff to jeopardize her household. and that daughter would be out the house, biological or not. You don't come into my house and jeopardize my household. Period. I'm not going for a biological child, and I damn for sure ain't going for an adopted child. I'm sorry. People say, well, don't adopt, and if you don't feel like that, you know, you don't you're going to grandma's house. Period. That's how I feel. But if anybody wants to chime in, you can. Yandy basically clapped back at the people who had something to say, because there was a lot of people who had something to say about it. And she posted a post, and somebody said, let me pull it on the screen. Hold up. Let me pull it on the screen. I hate when I do it this way because it don't share correctly. Okay. All right. So somebody said, why give the girl back? Yandy said, give her back. What? First of all, she's not an item. She's a person. A person I love. She went to college. That's first. Silly. Then second, when she aged out of foster care, she made the grown decision to continue to live her life as a woman, making her own decisions that were outside of my rules. She is forever welcome in my family. Stop with the negative ish. Y'all know there are feelings and people attached to the situations you speak of. You do know we occasionally read comments. Stop talking to us like we're emotionless objects. That's for all that speak on her. Be kind or you will be blocked. That's my baby, even if she's grown and out from under my roof. Another person said, I guess they co-signed that and said, this the real question. Teens are headed. She knew what she was taking on when she welcomed her into her home and took the role of being her mom. Personally, I think she accepted her for the time being to clout chase and stay relevant on IG and help time pass until Mendices got home. It's clear he doesn't like her. A lot of people also said this, and I seen a lot of comments share that same sentiment. And to that, Yandy said, wait a minute, I don't ever have to chase clout. I mean, I don't ever have to chase clout. It chases me. Before TV, I was making millions. Then I created one of the most popular shows on VH1 that I'm sure you watch. I never need a storyline. I am the story. My life is a movie. A calm, beautiful, amazing story of triumph, struggle, fight, and perseverance. Things you probably don't want to see. You rather see my throwing drinks and ish. Bringing a person in your life is nothing you do for TV. TV shoots are 2 hours out of the day. I got 22 more hours to be there to console her when y'all mean A's get on here saying stuff that will make her feel sad. I have to deal with that. No camera crew. Furthermore, I politely asked her to sit this season out. She decided she wanted to do it anyway. So there you go. Now watch your mouth speaking on anything that has to do with my child and be blessed. Okay? And I don't blame her. Period. She said what she muttered and said. Period. You come in my house, you get up to the age of 17, you start wanting to do adult things, you want to start acting as an adult, you got to go. Period. You got to go. I don't care about it. Like, and people's opinions are crazy to me because a lot of people, they do not hold people accountable. I see it far too often in our communities, in these young youth. They don't know what accountability is. They don't know what consequence is. You see them time and time again doing senseless stuff and acting as though there bears no consequence. If you're in my house and I tell you to stop dealing with this person is a detriment to my household, and you continue to deal with them, there is a consequence. You accepted the consequence when you decided that you were going to continue to do what you do. Period. Emma has clicked on. What would you like to say? You have to unmute your mic.
I just want to say I'm sorry about Keisha's mom passing.
Oh, okay. Did you want to chime in about Yandy?
About Yandy?
Yeah.
What about Yandy?
Okay, I'm gonna come back to you, Emma. I just talking about where Emma been? She must be late on the stream or something. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't set their children up for the right success. If you allow your child, adopted or biological, to continue to do things that bear no consequence to them, they will continue to go through life thinking that they have no consequences. They will continue to think that if they do stuff, they can just do it and get away with it. At some point, you got to put your foot down and you have to let them know that actions have consequence. And if you go against my rules of my household, it has a consequence. And that leaves you to be out. Yeah, Emma done scrolled back. She done threw me off. I don't know what Emma is at. She said Yandy. Emma said, what about Yandy? Oh, child. She said, Yandy, what about Yandy? Lady S.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, how are you? Hopefully you at the right part of the
I'm
video.
current. I'm current.
Okay, cool.
So here's what I have to say. You are absolutely spot on. Today's kids are not the same as they were yesterday's kids. These kids out here killing their parents. Listen, she was told, listen, you stop dealing with him, don't bring him in my household. He's a detriment to my household. Period. She disobeyed her. Bye-bye. You gotta go.
Mm-hmm. What do you think to the people in the comments saying that don't adopt kids if you're not going to, allow them to do whatever and stick it out?
I think they have to be in that situation in order to be able to make those type of comments.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it were me, like you stated, if it were my own child, not just an adopted child, it doesn't matter if the child is adopted or not. I think it has everything to do with the child, whether they're adopted, whether they're your biological child, doesn't matter. So
Mm-hmm.
there is an action, a consequence to your action, and there you have it. Period.
Right. Well, thank you for chiming on, and I'm glad you was current, girl, because I don't know. Emma said, Yandy, what about Yandy?
Emma took a nap. Emma took a little nap.
Emma, she had paused the video on Keisha Cole part and came back and clicked the link, child.
Well, all right, then. Look, you take care.
Yandy. All right, thank you for chiming on. Thank you to Anthony Holloway for the donation. I appreciate it. Is there anybody else who wanted to chime in? The link is in the chat. If not, then we will move on along. But that was funny. That was funny. Let's see. Bougie B says kicking a minor out the house is not effective parenting, and it ain't doing nothing but setting your child up for harm and hardship. Now, I disagree. I think that if your child so let's back this up. It's one thing for a parent to have a rule that at 18, you got to get out of my house regardless, and you just got to get kicked out and booted out. That's setting your child up for failure. If you have a child who's in high school, they're doing what they got to do, they are on their path to college, they are, being a productive citizen, and you just boot them out at 18, that is setting them up for failure. And I will agree with you at that point. If you have a disobedient teenager who is not respecting your rules, I feel differently. You need to understand that actions deserve consequence. Now, for the parents, I will never agree. If I'm raising my child, I do not think that at 18, you are equipped to be on your own. That's why when she says she sent her to grandma's house, I don't have a problem with her sending her to grandma's house because she's still under adult supervision. Okay. But to the parents who decide to kick their children out at 18, here's the boot, here's the door, figure it out. I don't agree with that. I feel like it takes a lot of time to set your child up. They should be able to go to college without having the burden of, trying to struggle and figure out what they're going to do financial wise. I feel like you should have a plan to set them up to where by the time they are out of college, they can be a homeowner. And I feel like more Black households should operate in that manner. That is for a child doing what they are supposed to do. If you are a child who is disobedient, you in gangs, you going to jail, you not obeying my rules, you not either having a job or in school or or some type of skill leading out to better yourself, then you got to go. But I will agree with the first part if you are saying that in terms of a child who's doing what they should be doing, following your rules and setting them up and not just saying 18, you're out, boot, here's the door. My mom didn't do that to me. I wouldn't do it to my child, but I also wasn't getting arrested. I wasn't in gangs. I wasn't disobeying her. I followed my mom's rules. I went to work as well. And, once I was able to transition from, make a smoother transition to be on my own, then I went out on my own. But no, I don't think that like that caused stress. Like you think somebody got to be stressed out, worried about where you at night, if you're going to end up like, I don't agree with that part. Unpopular too.
Hi. So I wanted to call in and I wanted to say that I feel like it doesn't make any sense. She's 17, almost 18. If you have a problem with who she's dating, then that's when you tell her, hey, I don't want this person around. Either leave him alone or, you have to leave. It's not a kick out, in my opinion. You don't send them back
that's
to
what
where...
Yandy said. She said that she gave her the ultimatum to stop talking to him, and if she continued, that would be the consequence.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be stop talking to him. If that's who she wants to date and that's who she wants to deal with, being that she's almost grown legally when she can make her own decisions, then you just tell her that you don't want him around you and your family. You don't want him around your kids if he's causing harm in that way. But you don't tell her, like, look, you have to stop dating him. If you don't stop dating him, then I'm going to send you back. It doesn't really work that way because, like I said, well, what happens when she does turn 18 and she's making her own decisions? You're going to tell her that you don't want her dating him?
No, really when you're 18, you're free to make whatever decisions that you want outside of my roof.
I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, she could have got her an apartment. You don't just send her back to the wolves. You don't send her back to.
But why should her being sent back to her grandmother's house be the wolves? That's her family.
Didn't she have issues with her family? Why was she in the system anyway?
I don't know her whole backstory, but I don't agree. How old are you, by chance?
I'm 25.
Okay.
And I have a son myself, so I personally don't believe in things like that. I do agree with what you said. Set your kids
at what age did you start? At what age? Wait. At what age did you start dating?
Dating.
Your family was impacted by your decision of who you were dating. At what age?
Dating happened around like 16, 17. I mean, young teenagers are going on dates, going to the movies, hanging out. You find interest
wait, pause.
Go ahead.
Okay. The person that you were dating, was your parents aware of this person? Just say yes or no, then I'm gonna ask you another question.
Yeah, but I was never dating one specific person. I was never, oh, this is my boyfriend. I was kind of just seeing what I like at a younger age. I was going out on dates. I never had like
none of the guys that you dated, none of the guys you dated tried to cause a detriment to your family's home.
Never, but I've heard of situations like that. I have family members, friends who have been through that. I mean, I have a friend who is a part of the LGBTQ, and her mother didn't like that. Her mother tried to kick her out. So I've known of these situations. I've never dated anyone tremendously older than me at those young ages. So I can't really relate to her in that sense if this guy is 30 and she's 17. But all I'm saying is that If she's about to be 18, why don't you give her an apartment if you're her adoptive mother? Help her out instead of just sending her back to her grandparent, because obviously
So
she
to
shouldn't be
you,
with her
wait.
grandparent.
So to you, Yandy, instead of keeping her under adult supervision with her grandmother, Yandy should fund, because Yandy said the girl went to college, but despite that, you think that she should fund a location for her to be screwing a man on her dime?
I think she should have let her
So
stay
you
with
say
her
she should
until
be
she
able
turned.
to,
Can I speak?
she should be able to get apartment funded on Yandy's dime so that she could be screwing the ninja that Yandy don't agree with, and Yandy should be okay with that, and also funding it.
She should wait until the girl is 18 and then let her move into an apartment. You don't send her back to where her problem started, because from what I've heard, she's had issues with her family. I don't know the complete backstory, but why was she in foster care to begin with? You don't send her back to where she was most likely having problems at. All she's gonna do is probably run out of the grandparents' house and still see the guy. She's almost 18. So either, if it was me, I would keep her until she's 18. And some states let you, do whatever at 17. At the end of the day, she's not a child. She's not 12. She's not 13. She's in college. She's basically grown. In my opinion, if you don't like who she's
So
dealing with,
you feel like at 18 you're grown?
legally you're making your own decisions. You have
Mentally,
18.
mentally.
Mentally, no, but mentally, you're not grown
So
certain until
mentally,
you're almost 30.
wait. At 18 years old, a lot of kids think they grown, but mentally, are you really grown? So you're
I just
saying
said
a person,
no.
no, wait. You're saying a person who's not mentally grown, who already is not able to adhere to discipline, should now be able to have a funded luxury apartment on your dime to still go and be screwing on a ninja that you don't approve of, that is a like.
Once again, when your child reaches 18, you no longer have the rules or any say so. If your 18-year-old started investing at the age of 15, and let's say they were able to accumulate a big amount of money and they're able to move on their own, you're still going to try to make decisions for your 18-year-old? No, life doesn't work that way. So
So
I'm not saying.
are your parents still living?
Yes, my parents are still living.
Okay. Do your parents, did they no longer help guide you through life after?
My parents did not fund my lifestyle when I
I'm not
reached
saying
a
fund.
certain. Okay.
I'm not saying fund your lifestyle. I'm in my 30s. My mom still is a mother to me. I still call my mom, and my mom still, like, I'm not saying like
Yes,
she
you
me
can
or anything
still
like that,
get
but she still
advice.
gives me advice.
You can still.
She still parents me at the age that I am. You don't just stop
It's
being a
not
parent
called
at 18.
parenting
And
once you are an adult.
your parents still have influence over your life
It's not. It's not
after 18.
parenting. No, and that's if you allow your parents to have influence. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with having a parent that is there and that wants.
I don't know what happened. Are you there?
Can you hear me?
It went out, but go ahead.
Okay. I'm not saying that your parents can give you advice when you are legally grown. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they can't still be there. But all I'm saying is that they don't have any say so technically once you reach a certain age. Just like you
All
can
right.
kick your 18-year-old out the house and the cops can't do anything about it. If you're kicked out at 18, hey, go do your own thing, figure out life.
That's all
You
fine and
can't.
dandy. But I still am trying to understand how the two correlates to you not being able to tell an 18-year-old anything, to a person should now fund the lifestyle of this 18-year-old that
I didn't say she should. I
can't.
said if it was
Yes, you
me,
did.
I said I would probably get my 18-year-old an apartment.
But
Somebody else in the comments said that.
you said
Somebody
that.
else in the
Okay.
comments said the same thing. Why don't you just get her in an apartment? Because she's not going to stay with her grandparent. If she's really into this guy, no matter how old he is, she's not going to care what nobody else is saying. You could buy her an apartment,
Okay, but
just
I
let her be
just want
her.
you. I'm about to go to the next person, but I just want you to hear what you're saying. So, in one sentence, in one statement, you're saying, at 18, I don't have to listen to you. I don't have to listen to what you say. And then the next statement, you're saying that the elder should fund this person who
I
don't.
never said the elder should fund. I said
You
she could. She could. I never said it was something that she had to do. If you want to send her back to her grandparent, fine. Hold on, baby. I'm
all
sorry.
right, all right. I'm gonna go to the next person. She haven't. Her baby crying. Um,
Yeah,
Wally.
I wanted to just. Oh, okay.
Oh wait, who?
I just had to. Oh, somebody else was speaking. I'm sorry.
Oh wait, let me. Yeah,
I
wait, Wally. Let Naima go.
okay.
Yeah, this little girl that just got off the line, you can clearly tell her age, number one. Number two, I agree with everything that
Mhm.
Yandy did, because I had that type of mother that didn't play those type of games. Once I reached a certain age, she was like, okay, you
Mhm.
finished school, you're working. She started helping me look for a place within my range, all that. So I really don't see the problem. She was already warned. She still went against what she said. So all this paying for her own apartment and things like that, I don't agree with that, because if this dude is so much older than her and he feels that strongly about her, then he can pay rent for her to stay somewhere instead of going back to her grandmother's house if it's that serious. But
Mhm.
Yandy paying her rent, and are you kidding me? And what freaking world do you live in? Like, are you serious?
Okay, so I
Where
just
do
want
you
to say
think
something. I'm not a
anybody's going
little
to agree with
girl.
that?
All right,
Nobody.
wait. Naima, she wants to respond. She wants to respond. Go ahead.
I'm not a little
Mm-hmm.
girl. I don't know if you're getting that from my voice. I have my own YouTube channel. You can check it out. It's unpopular with a lot of unpopular opinions. But it's a lot of parents that do, quote unquote, fund their 18-year-olds' lifestyles. You have parents who fund, you know, their children's lifestyles until whenever. I mean, they could be 30, 20, 50, whatever. All I'm saying is that's a choice. She could have gave her an apartment. I didn't say she had to. I just don't agree with sending her back to her grandparents if that's where she came from and she was already in the system. Obviously, something was wrong at home.
But if you want to be grown, you have to find out how it is to be grown, and
At
that's
the end of
going
the
wherever
day,
you
that's
have to
not being
go.
grown. If she is interested in somebody that you don't like and he's causing problems, that's the issue. It's not about her wanting to be grown. It's more about who she's dating. So once again, if you have an issue with who she's talking to, then that's the issue in my opinion. Talk to her about it and tell her, look, I don't like who you're dating. He's not allowed to be around. Either you let him go or I'm going to have to let you go. But it shouldn't have to be, oh, I'm kicking you out. I'm sending you back to your grandparent. Once again, she was coming from that lifestyle and it obviously wasn't good for her. Why was she in the system? Obviously, because it wasn't good for her to be with anybody in her family. Or her
But she
grandmother
could have
would
been
have
the
probably took
problem.
her in. Yeah, when
A
we
lot of
don't know,
foster kids, they are the problem. It ain't always the parent.
I didn't say it was the parent, but once again, we don't know what the issues are. It could be her, it could be the parent, it could be everything. It could be all of it. But I just don't appreciate somebody calling me young or calling me a little girl. It's
Well, how old are
disrespectful and it's
you?
rude. I'm
Because
25, but I'm
okay,
still
you're
a
young,
legal
baby.
adult
I
and
have
I
a
still,
27-year-old
excuse me,
son, and
ma'am.
maybe to
I'm
her, to
talking,
us, you are young
ma'am, I'm talking
because
to Naima
at
or
I
whatever.
mean, you can get over me calling you young and a little girl,
It's,
because there's really
it's still
nothing you can do about what I
disrespectful.
said.
It's
I
it's.
said it, and
disrespectful.
that's what I
I
meant.
mean, but she is
It's
young. I
Simple
mean,
as
she's young
disrespectful.
enough
that.
to be my child, so you're young to me.
All right, all right. So we're gonna go to Ebony. Go ahead, Ebony. I'm not sure if your mic is working. All right, go ahead. Misbehave. Unmute your mic.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi. I just want to say you look marvelous today. You look so
Thank
beautiful.
you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Okay. To the children, you need to cultivate that relationship to be able to speak with them and whatever partner they choose. All right? They're adding to the family, to the household. If you see it being toxic or any of that stuff, that's what you're supposed to do as a parent. Nip it in the bud. And you tell them, yeah, they're free to make their decision. She's 17. She's about to be 18. Let her go. Let her flourish. You want to go to college, whatever? Let her be. Her parent, whether it's adopted or not, does not need to be liable for nothing. Go do what you want to do.
No,
You're grown.
that's
You
right.
don't want to listen?
You're grown.
Same way they need to listen when it comes to making money, when it comes to educational
Mm-hmm.
choices, when it comes to what you want to wear. You need to listen when it comes down to that part. And I say that with my chest. I recently had to let my child know that someone that she was dealing with was toxic. Guess what happened? We blocked them on all accord. She listened, and now she's in a better mental standing. You understand? So I with that, oh, don't be her little scapegoat. She grown, let her be. She can make her money, she can make her decision. If she puts so much value into this young man, he could figure out how to feel. That's
True.
all I gotta say right now. Unless
That's
you
truth
have
right
anything
there.
else. He can
All
go
right,
perfect.
we're gonna go
Man,
to
anything she need. Y'all have a great one.
all right, we're
You
gonna go
too.
to Lenny, Mini Mighty Mo. Unmute your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I just wanted to say to unpopular, because I'm just confused at why she feels like you're being now. I don't know the situation of the girl's grandmother. Obviously, I don't know if she had a problem with that family or not. And at the same time, I feel like you're kind of assuming that she had a serious problem with them, because if the problem was that serious, why would she go back there when she is, as you say, almost grown and making her own decisions because she want to be with this grown ass man? So why would she go? Why would she go back? Why would she be listening in this situation, but not listening to stop dating the dude? Like why would she put herself back? And
I'm not clear on what you're asking, unpopular.
That's not me. That's somebody else.
Unpopular is saying that her mother is wrong for basically just telling her that she gotta go for not wanting to stop dating the dude. But why is her mother wrong for that? Like, she's saying she's wrong because she's sending her back to the grandmother's house. But why is she wrong for deciding to send her back to the grandmother's house? Like, why the daughter wants to stay dating the dude. The daughter's making her own decisions. So if the daughter was in a bad situation at the grandmother's house, why would she choose to go back if she...
Okay, I see what you're saying. All right, so just to be okay, so she's asking you, unpopular. She's saying your contention or your thing was it was a bad situation with the grandmother's house, right? So she's basically asking you. She's saying if Yandy made the basically the what do you call it, the proposal the what's the word I'm looking for?
Decision.
No, the what's the word I'm looking for? The ultimatum. If Yandy gave her the ultimatum that either you stop talking to him or you're going to your grandmother's house, or you you stop talking to him and you stay under my roof, or if you continue to talk to him and you go to your grandmother's house. If her grandmother's house was so bad, why would she not adhere to the ultimatum? That's kind of in a nutshell what Lenny is asking you.
So first, Lenny, I never said that it was wrong for her to give her that decision. I said it was wrong for her to send her to a grandparent, because I don't know the background either, but I'm just assuming if something was wrong with where she came from, I'm assuming that the grandmother would have probably adopted her in the first place if there were issues wherever she was living before she even got with Yandy. So my thing is, I don't agree with her sending her back to her family, because I think that something may be wrong.
But that's what she's asking you. You're not.
I don't know why she was sent back.
No. Listen. You're not listening. What she's asking you is, Yandy gave her an ultimatum, right?
Why would she go back is what she's asking, right?
Why would she not listen to the ultimatum if the place that she came from, her grandmother's house, was such a bad spot. If you don't want to be in a bad situation,
Once
why would you
again,
not listen?
people, she could probably
That's
say,
what she's
okay, I'm
asking.
going back, and probably never even goes back. I don't know why she agreed to go back to her grandmother's house.
But that's what she's asking you. Like, what part are you going to? What part of accountability are you going to lend to the girl? Like,
Right.
At the end of the day, like I said, I just feel like she's 17. She's almost 18. She could have stopped talking to the boy until she turned 18 and made her own decisions and left. I really don't know what
But
to
even
say.
at
What were
18, you're
you
not
guys
grown in my
doing?
house
What were you
at
guys
18.
doing when you were 17 and 18?
When I moved out because I wanted to be grown.
You know, I
Exactly.
just don't understand. I don't understand. Don't
My son
understand.
lived with me till he was 25 years old, and he had to go by my rules because he's not grown in my house. I pay the bills. You're not
Okay,
grown
well,
in my house.
it's different
You
for
pay the
everybody.
cost
You
to be
I
have
was
the
gonna
boss.
you
say the
have
same
people
thing.
that
I
That's
wanted
right.
to be grown, so I had no problems with getting out of my mother's
Me
house.
neither.
But
I moved right on
I
out because
grew
my
up
mama
in the
did not
Or
play
'90s.
that.
I'm
respecting the
38 years
rules as
old,
long as you
so
stay in.
that was a different time.
Yeah.
But even now, it's like you still have
I'm
the
still that
option.
same
You
way.
don't want to listen to
Yeah,
your
you know.
mom, you can just remove yourself. That's just that.
Exactly.
Whether she's your
Exactly.
foster mother, your birth mother, it doesn't matter. Whenever you
Does not
feel
matter. He's
like you
my
get to the point
firstborn.
where
He
you
had to
don't want to
go.
adhere to anybody's
Mm-hmm.
rules and regulations in their house, then you
Yep.
need to leave.
True.
And then Yandy
Of
has
course,
other
at
kids that are
17,
You know,
younger.
I
18,
wonder
19,
if she was
20,
bringing
21, you don't
guy.
want to
I wonder
realize that because, y'all think y'all
was it.
grown. That's why you talk the way you do. But until
all
you
right,
got to
wait,
pay bills
let's
and
hear
rent and whatever
wait,
else,
wait, wait, wait,
then,
wait, wait.
that's a different situation. But like I said, I agree with
Nique, I
everything
have a
Yandy
question.
said.
Was it
That's
confirmed that
that.
she was bringing the guy to her house?
I'm not sure about that part.
See, and that's another confusion. If she was bringing this guy to her home and sneaking him in or whatever, then that's clearly disrespect. But if she's seeing this guy outside of your house on her own time, I just don't agree with sending her back to her grandparents' house. That's just my opinion. I saw other people in the comments with the same opinion. So I'm not the only one. But like I was saying before, don't call me a child. I'm not a kid. I take care of myself. I'm 25. I'm a young adult. I don't go by those terms. I wasn't raised like that. Oh, you're still a child. I don't do that. I have my
Well,
own
maybe
son.
because you're a
I
kid in
won't
some of
treat
our
him,
eyes
but I'm
because
not a
we have
kid.
kids
Honey,
older than
that's
you.
why
Respecting you,
she probably
Exactly.
meant to
ma'am,
move out
ma'am,
because
I'm
she's still thinking
respecting
like
you
a child.
as an
Yeah,
elder.
she is
Don't
thinking like a kid.
disrespect me and call me a kid because I'm not.
You thinking like
But
I'm
a
a
when you
young
kid.
say
adult.
get
I'm a young
apartments and
adult.
stuff for your
I'm a
kids,
young adult.
Right. Like get
mm,
her apartment like she gonna pay her own bills.
You could
right?
have
I'm gonna pay
fooled
your
If
bills
you're
me.
for
I
you, but
could
you
have
want to be
sworn you just
grown.
said you was 21. Now you
I
25.
said
It doesn't
25.
matter. I don't care
I'm
how
just
old you
trying
are.
to
I
figure
said what I
out
I'm
like
said.
21.
why
You
All right,
sound
wait,
like a
wait.
little
One at
girl.
a
Your
time, one at a
rhetoric,
time,
So
you
one at a
because
sound
I'm
time,
like
a
a
one at a
little,
child.
time.
because
I don't
I'm
All
a
right,
know.
all right, all
little
right,
girl,
all
I'm
right.
a little girl.
Y'all going crazy.
all right, I'm trying to figure
Relax.
out why
Wait,
would
Nelly. Wait,
Yandy
Nelly. Wait, Nelly. Wait, Nelly. Wait. Everybody woosah and count to goddamn 5. One to the 5. 5. Everybody woosah and count to 5 because y'all not about to give me a headache today.
That's
listen, I'm at work
disrespectful.
chiming into this joint chat.
Me too. I
Okay,
work for a
go ahead.
hospital.
Go ahead, Nelly. Go
So
ahead.
I'm trying to figure out. So my son. So you telling me I have 3 sons, 116 and 115. So you telling me if my sons choose to obey my rules, like disobey my rules, I should allow them to keep on disobeying my rules. When I pay the water bill, the BG&E, and the rent, I buy their clothes, I buy their shoes, and I put the food on the table.
Exactly.
All right, give her a
You
chance to
know,
respond, you guys. Everybody don't gang up on her. Give her a chance to
Why
respond.
don't you invite people on here who have different
All
opinions?
right,
Like
give her a chance.
I'm
somebody in the
sorry,
comments.
Nique. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Ask somebody in the comments, do they want to speak if they have a different point of view? Because once again, I wasn't raised that way. Everybody's raised differently. First of all, you don't know my race. You don't know anything. You don't know how I grew up,
was you
my
raised by a white
culture.
woman or
So once
something? Then
again, man, you're really disrespectful.
no, I'm not disrespectful.
You are disrespectful. You keep calling me a
I got
child.
Caucasian friends,
I
and
don't
I
care about
and
your
they think like you
Caucasian
think.
friends, ma'am. I'm multiracial. That's all you need to know. I was
Okay, so your
raised by
mama must be white then.
a
Okay, that
multiracial
makes sense. It all makes sense
All right,
now.
Wally,
Your
Wally,
mama's white.
chill.
No, my mom.
I'ma stop.
I'm
Nique. I'm sorry.
She's multiracial. You're a disrespectful ass lady.
Girl,
Just
shut the
like
hell up.
Naima or whatever her name is.
All
Like
right,
that.
Wally, you're cursing and stuff. I gotta boot you off now. You can't. Come on now. All right, let's go to. Have we heard from? Go ahead. Let's go to Cece. Y'all about to give me a headache. I'm about to wrap it up because Cece, unmute your mic. Unmute your mic, Cece. All right, moving on. Philly Chica, go ahead.
Hey, Nique.
Hey.
I'm sorry, I can't really hear you. I'm not going to stay on too much long, but I just wanted to chime in real quick and say this. I respect and I hear everybody's personal story, personal upbringing story, and how you were raised. But this does not, Yandy's case is not your case. Yandy, I feel, adopted that child for clout. And then when Medicis was released, he could not be released into the household with that girl. She even said it on Love and Hip Hop, one of those episodes, that was a problem. She was happy that her husband was coming home, but the little girl and him, for some reason, it's a law that they couldn't be in the same household. So she chose her man. The story we're hearing about this older man and what have you, whatnot, that girl she's 18 by age, but by her having to be in the foster system, she grew up earlier than anybody else, any normal 18-year-old. And then for a foster child to learn to trust and love somebody, and for them to be kicked out to the curb because they man coming home from prison is wrong. That's what it looks like Yandy did. It ain't got nothing about her being grown or whatever the case may be, because when her daughter Skylar turns 18 and want to date an older man, who's she going to kick her out to?
So
See
what
what I'm saying?
So do you think that if that is the case, right?
I feel like that's the case.
All right, wait. So if that is the case, right? If Yandy cannot have Mendici because he is a felon in the same household as a adopted child, do you think that she was supposed to kick her husband that she had before the girl was ever in her household to the curb and him move somewhere else?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not understanding.
I'm sorry, you took that. Listen, this is a human life. This ain't a puppy. Because your apartment can't have a puppy, you get rid of the puppy. She's a human life. And it takes a lot for these adopted children, especially her age, to trust and to love and all of that. You let that little girl have a false sense of security with you. Then when your mans get out of prison, you kick them out, you kick her out, that's wrong.
Right.
Your man needs to find somewhere else to go. You decided in that meantime to adopt his life. Now you're kicking around and say, well, I shipped her to college. I did what. That's not how that works. Because what's going to happen if he can't be around your kids? Like, what happens if it's your child? What you going to do? Get rid of your kid?
Well, I don't think that's the case. I don't necessarily agree with that. But you're entitled to how you feel. I don't think that me as a married woman, I was married before you came into my home. I don't think that the decision should be now that I can't be with my husband who I was with because of another child. Like
that was the law. That's not her saying. That's what the law said. So that's something that you should have looked up before you took on this responsibility. Number one. Number two, she's not married to Mendici. She never filed the paperwork. So that's not her husband by law.
Did she know the rules and how he wouldn't be able to come back to the home with her there?
Yeah, that's why he is back in the home and the girl had to leave. I promise y'all, look it up. It was one of the last episodes of Love and Hip Hop before they got canceled. When Mendicis was coming home, she was talking to Mendici's mom, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I got this girl in my home and I can't have her here and my husband can't come back home to me. I don't know what to do. The next thing you know, they living in Atlanta and now this little girl's supposed to want to be a thotty at her age. That's not fair. That's not right. Instead of Yandy owning her and saying I had to choose.
Wait, Philly.
She been acting like a thought.
Wait a second. The girl did admit to disobeying her rules. So you mean to tell me you come into my home, I'm faced with a decision or whatever about whether or not my husband could stay here or not. And on top of that, you're not following my rules. On top of that, you think that she's still supposed to have this girl that admitted to disrespecting her and not listening. You think that she's still supposed to choose this person?
No, what I'm saying is the problem came
but,
in once
but,
Mendices got home.
that could be. Wait. That could be a potential obstacle. That could be one of the things that they were up against. That could be. But not only are we up against that obstacle, in addition to that, me having to make this decision, you're also not listening and obeying my rules. I'm not going to then not choose my husband for somebody that's not obeying my rules.
Yeah, and that's wrong in her situation because let me tell you something. When you adopt a child, you saying you want to be that parent, that forever parent for that kid. That means you want to treat that kid as your own. And if your child starts acting out like every kid do, everybody on this panel said that they wanted to be grown before their age. Everybody on this panel said that they dated up or dated down or whatever. That's part of being a child, a teenager. That's what you do.
Exactly.
You don't just ship them back off because you can.
But
that's corny. So what you gonna do when Kyla dates a older dude?
Wait a minute. The people who also said that they did what they wanted to do, they also said they had no fight to getting out because they wanted to be grown. So you have to also take in consideration that that was the choice that they accepted as well.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of like the choice she made. Like it's not like
everybody did. Yandy made a choice by acting like this girl's mom and then turning on her. She probably felt like she was turned on. You don't know what that man provided, unfortunately. So that girl, this is what happens when you don't take care of our children when it starts from home because they seek outside acceptance, and that's how that man was able to sneak in. He all the while Mendices locked up, it was good. You heard none of this. There was no problems. They said until Mendices came out.
Pause. You can't say that because of Yandy, that is why that girl is seeking outside thing. For her to be in the foster care system, the adoption system alone would have her.
I didn't say because of Yandy. I didn't say because of Yandy. I didn't say because of Yandy.
You said you can't get in the household. You said because of something she was seeking out. You did.
That's what I'm saying about our. I said a young black women, us as females. When we don't get the validation we need at home from our parents, we will seek the validation elsewhere. That is the true fact. Just like learning about sex. If your parents don't talk to you about sex, Nique, and you start hearing it from your other friends, you're going to get dumb advice. Am I right?
That's not, but I understand that you were saying if they don't get validation, but you framed it as if that was Yandy's fault.
I didn't say. I said everybody in the role.
I understand that's not what you said.
I didn't mean it that way. Let's put it like that. I didn't mean to frame it that way. What I'm saying is between Yandy, Mendices, and this young lady, all of them need family counseling because at the end of the day, Yandy, you took on this responsibility to be this little girl's mom. Period. You get what I'm saying? There's a reason why she's acting out. Okay, whether it's from foster, previous stuff, whatever the case may be, you are this little girl's mom now. Get help. You can't just shift your problems to the side and go march for somebody else's kid. Take care of your own house.
Yeah, I agree. You shouldn't just throw your kids away. But that's not exactly what she did. She did give her like an option, and as everyone do keep saying, this girl is almost grown. I personally don't agree with that. With my own children, I don't care, 17, 18, 21, I don't give a fuck. If you staying in my house, which I've already told them, they're allowed to stay as long as they need to stay. But if you are staying in the house, then obviously, no, you can't just do whatever you want. Like, we're not roommates. At the end of the day, I'm still your mother. You're still my child. You're still staying in my home. I'm still taking care of you in that kind of sense. So, like, if there are rules of the house, you should be accepting of that, especially if you are almost grown. Prove that you're almost grown by understanding that this is what the situation is. You know, you're not doing what you want to do.
Is it wrong if she was dating the guy and Yandy has like, and the guy is not nowhere near her family and she's doing her own thing outside the house? Because, like I said, if she's dating whoever she wants and it's not.
Well, I don't know.
The
As a
thing
mother,
is
would
the
you
man
want your daughter,
beneficial for
if
her?
you find out about your daughter, you know, seeing somebody or whatever, regardless of whether they seeing them at your house or not, would you be okay with that? Would you be like, oh,
If
I
my
found out
daughter is
you
I'm not
seeing this
kicking my
grown ass
daughter out.
dude?
if my
Keep
daughter is
going ahead
18,
doing it. It's okay as long as I never see him.
if my daughter is 18 and she wants to date somebody that I'm not necessarily fond of,
But she's not
but he's not.
18, almost 18.
Well,
And that's
Nikki
only if
said
you
that
want to
she's
stop at
18.
18 and say,
One
okay,
The
thing.
government
point
says you're
is he
grown.
put
Do what you want.
Yandy's family in jeopardy,
Yeah, we all
leaking
understand
information
that.
to
That's wrong.
TMZ on
That's wrong.
Instagram. He has no respect for their household at all. It's beyond her dating him.
Can I get my point across? The
All
point
right, wait
was.
a minute. Wait before you wait, because you said a lot. I want to let Mo and S Hunter speak because I don't want this to be going on too long. So I want to wrap this up soon. Mo, go ahead.
I just wanted to say first, that girl has been disrespectful since the time she got with Yandy. And I feel like because Yandy was a celebrity and had a lot to offer her, she took advantage of that. I feel Yandy had tried and tried and tried. Now, this girl is turning 18. Like Yandy said, this girl has been in college. She gave her everything. She could still come back to the house, but she can't mess with that man. And if you a celebrity and you have all these business tied over here and over here, and you got this girl messing and keep continuing to mess with this man that's threatening to write a tell-all books, that's threatening to put stuff on TMZ, that's threatening your business and your family, either you go with him or you leave him. And that's it. It shouldn't be anything else outside of that. And like I said, I feel like Yandy has given her chance after chance after chance. Another thing that I want to say too, I'm a 46-year-old Black woman. That girl, Unpopular, she is over 20 years old. She got her own kids. She got her own home. Y'all was really ganging up on that girl, and I really thought that was really unfair.
Thank
Now,
you.
just because her opinions does not match ours, we were not raised the same, as she said.
I
But to
appreciate
continue to
that.
gang up on her was really wrong, and that's all I have to say.
Well, I ain't gang up on the young lady.
I
Everybody
didn't
has
say
their own
you.
thing.
I didn't say
Yeah,
you.
I
said
know, ma'am.
yes,
I'm not neglecting what you're saying.
but
I
you
just
the
want to get
one
off of
speaking.
here. I don't want to keep up Nique's spot too long. So I'm just gonna say that little piece and dip out. All I'm saying is a mother. Look up the word mother. You are forever a mother, no matter what age your child is. Until you are in that grave or your kid is in that grave, you are a mother. So when you
And
take on
Yandy
that
is a
role,
forever mother. And Yandy just posted today that
no
girl
matter
can
what that
still
little girl
come back
did,
home.
no matter if she doo-dooed or in the middle of my floor, I'm not shipping her off because I can. You get
And your
help.
kids will run all over you.
You fix the relationship. I have 3 kids. I'm 35 years old, and God forbid. And I love my mom. Me and my mom have a very tight bond. I've been a teenage mom. I got pregnant at 16, and no, my mother could have did the same thing. A lot of y'all are saying, "Yep, she did the right thing. Ship her off." My mom didn't. She didn't ship me off. We raised my daughter together, and we kept it moving. And I'm a strong,
Exactly. You
intelligent
was
Black
raised a
woman
different
to
way.
this
Yeah, but
day
were you
because
disobedient
I had a mom.
rules though? That's the whole thing. That's the way.
My mom had rules too, Nique, and I snuck and got pregnant. That's what. Look. Nobody's perfect unless your name is Jesus Christ.
You sneaking and getting pregnant and you causing jeopardy and detriment to your mom's home is 2 different things. You getting pregnant.
I did. Oh, I did. I did, Nique.
Her rules, but
I did, Nique. And so
that she was bringing a detriment. She is a celebrity with businesses that amplifies it times 10. Your mom probably was with a job. She's going to work, whatever. You dating whoever you dated did not hinder.
It did, ma'am. It did, Nique. It did.
The roof that she was putting over. Well,
Nique, it was my baby father. It was who my baby father was. But that's beside the point.
Okay,
what I'm saying is,
I think the factor that you guys are also missing is once you are also a celebrity, that amplifies the detriment that somebody can cause towards you. It's not the same as you going punching in a 9 to 5 clock and your daughter is dealing with some boy or whatever. This person who is linked to you that I don't agree with, leaking stuff to the press, leaking stuff to TMZ, calling stuff that can damage my reputation, damage my business and my livelihood, in addition to my children. You dating a guy and your mom is a regular woman going to a 9 to 5. All of those things are not effective. You're affected. I think a lot of you guys are missing that aspect as well. You're putting your situation in it, and you're not considering that your situation is not her situation either.
Correct. Metamorphosis. Yes, I was a fast ass, but let me tell you something. Being fast and growing up, that y'all are right. Everybody on this panel is saying the same thing in so many words. Y'all are saying that what the girl was. I'm not saying what that girl was did was anything right. I'm not saying that. She's putting a lot of them in harm and jeopardy, correct. But when you take that job on as being a mother, you gotta do what you gotta do. Not just ship them off and film TV and go march somewhere else and not deal with the problem. I felt like my opinion is Yandy shipped the child off because she's not hers, and now is trying to deal with the problem. The whole girl it's about leaking stuff to TMZ and all that, that's her way of getting Yandy's attention. It's wrong. I'm not saying she's right. She's totally wrong. The whole thing is wrong. The whole thing is wrong. But somebody got to be the adult and reach out to this little girl and say, listen, we might have handled this wrong and y'all handled it wrong. Can we go get counseling and take this crap off of social media? It's just that easy. But because it's not her blood.
I don't feel like it's as easy as you trying to say, because it's not that easy. It's not even that easy with some people with their biological children. You can offer a child everything in the world, and if they want to do what they want to do, they're still going to do what they want to do. Just like
that's a consequential mom.
Just like a person who does drugs. Just like when y'all acting like y'all don't know these kids today, and that's the part that I'm just like, I just don't agree with. You can give these kids the counseling, you could give them the roof, you could give them all of the things, and they still will do what they want to do.
Correct, and you be there for your kid when they fall.
But just because you give them a consequence does not mean that you're no longer there for them.
It's a difference from a consequence and shipping somebody off. That's a difference. No, wait a minute. That's a difference between a consequence and shipping somebody off, y'all. I'm sorry about that. A consequence is, okay, you get your phone taken, you get your privileges taken, you can't go out past a certain time, you lay down those rules. You don't just say pack your stuff and go to your grandmother's. I'm done.
To me, it sounds as though you want to be a doormat for your children, because there's no way in the world that would work anywhere. I'm sorry. Nobody's going to be a continuous doormat for their children. Nobody. So stress
Nobody
can kill
said you have to, but you're not supposed to have these kids on consequences
to
either.
set you up to be killed by their actions and the people they
I
surround
see why a
themselves
lot of these young
with.
girls
All
are
of
where
that
they
is
are now.
supposed to be okay because they're your children, blood or not.
You gave birth to them. You gave birth to them. So when do you stop?
To military school if it was me. If Yandy was me, she would have went to military school.
Wow.
So did you not, Philly Chica, did you not see the story where the father had the young girl and she was 14 years old? He continued to tell her that her 17-year-old boyfriend could not sneak into the house, could not come into the house. The boy continued to go against their rules, sneaking into the home to where the father ended up being murdered and killed. So basically by you're saying the child should.
I have a 16-year-old.
Until the child puts you in jeopardy to where you're
No. You're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. Y'all are trying to make this so black and white. Hold on. Can you ask me? I'm going to respond. You asked me a question, Nique. I'm going to respond. I have a 16-year-old, okay? Everything and being a parent is not black and white. It's no handbook to these kids, okay? That's number one. Number two, in my household, if my 16-year-old continues to disobey what I say, I'm not going to pack him up and send him out because I don't like the way he moves, okay? That story you just said, Nique, about the guy and the 14-year-old and all that, that's when you call the authorities. He's too big to be sneaking in her room. You had the police sitting right there. Get that dude locked up.
What is the authorities going to do? And
then you move. It's called statutory rape. Yes, that's statutory rape. Hold on. Time out. Time out. Time out. Time out. Time out. Time out. It's called statutory rape. That.
All right, I'm gonna pause you because I don't want to yell. I don't feel like we need to yell or overtalk each other or raise our voices. We can both have a conversation with having normal voices. You're yelling and it's causing me to yell, and I don't want to yell. I want to have a dialogue going back and forth. Okay. So number one, so you mean to tell me I am a person who I've purchased my home. I've bought a home, and I believe his home was valued at like $250,000 wherever he was or whatever. He was a homeowner. He owned his home. So now, because you can't listen to me, you can't follow my rules. Now I have to sell my home, go try to purchase another home, move to another location, which I believe in the report it said that that's what he did, which I don't even think he should have had to do all of that. All the way there. They moved to a whole new house. The guy's still sneaking in my house, and I'm still supposed to allow that to happen to the point where you still sneaking him in my house to the point where now I'm dead because he brung a gun in here and gunfire was exchanged. Like,
see, that's the thing.
Was crazy.
Actions have consequences. So pretty much the consequences were either going to be you stop doing that and we live a different way, or once that happens and you don't listen, you see what happens then. The young boy, he snuck in the house, killed him while he was asleep, right?
No. The father basically caught them in the house. So it was like 8:00 in the morning. He had used the ladder. He snuck into the home. The father came home, realized he was there. They went to the living room. They had like a disagreement or whatever. And somehow, some way, gunfire was exchanged because this was an ongoing thing that the father had tried to prevent. Yeah. The boy ended up shot. The father ended up dead.
And then, so that's what I'm saying. Actions have consequences. So it's either going to be one consequence or another. And it had to get to that point because somebody didn't want to listen. And that's what I'm saying. You can take somebody, what's the saying go? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So it's up to the child. And at what point is it not a child? You get what I mean? Like, you 18 years old. And
thank you. Oh my God, I was about to ask that question.
At what point are you no longer a kid?
Hello.
Go ahead.
Nique, I wasn't trying to yell. I'm on my phone, so I gotta put it to my face to hear y'all. So it's coming off kind of loud. So I apologize for that. I'm gonna try to keep it a little lower. My point exactly is just this: the guy with the daughter and all that, he could have been arrested. The guy who did it could have been arrested for messing with his child. There are laws against that. I'm not living in an unrealistic world. I'm living in a world that I'm going to be there for my kids no matter what they're going through. If they're going through drug addicted, I'm there. If they're going through something. That 14-year-old girl just don't wake up and say, I want to have this man sneaking in my house, regardless of what my dad is saying. I'm telling y'all, from a child who went through something to a grown woman now, those actions just don't come about. Those things you just don't wake up one morning and say, I want to be a thought. Things lead to that, okay? Find out. If you're any good of a parent, you will find out what happened. Why is my kid doing this? Why is my kid turning from this sweet, innocent 14-year-old to this person that just can't live without this dude? What is going on?
It's normally dick. Like, what do you mean? Why? Like, it's not.
Okay, at 14, somebody had to turn on to that.
I mean, but
no,
it's not.
It's that curiosity.
Like, you acting like it's some like super crazy key to life that you got to figure out. Like, once these kids get introduced to sex with these boys, they lose their mind. They get, boy crazy and stuff like that. It's not really this crazy, bizarre, like, oh my God, turn of events. Like, yes, it can be a deeper issue, but a lot of times that's what's going on. They get sex, they get crazy, and they stop listening to their parents.
Right, and I was the same way. I had sex, but my sex was in a different way. This is not my story. But what I'm saying is, you're right. You do get boy crazy, all that good stuff. And then understanding that you have to talk to your kid. What is wrong with talking to your kid? What is wrong with
My
that?
thing
If
is
you've
this.
done everything, then you go ahead and do the extreme by saying, listen, I did A through Z, you didn't listen, so now I got to send you off to military school.
If,
But the
I
military
think
school
that
shouldn't
the
be your
problem
first
is
option.
but at what
respect.
point do you stop talking? If you give him an
The
ultimatum,
problem is respect.
right?
The
But
That's
if
what
you
problem
get
I'm
to the
is
point where
saying.
you're giving an
the problem is
ultimatum,
respect. Like if you as a child, you have to have respect for that household. I do
There
not
you
feel
go.
like Yandy should tolerate any disrespect to any rules in her household because that young
That's
lady is
not
not
her
the
daughter.
only child in the household, number one. And number two, if that young man had any respect for that young lady, he wouldn't be putting her family's business out there to begin with. And I think
Mm.
Yandy sees that. That would be the loudest indicator that you have no good intentions for this young lady to begin with.
exactly,
So therefore, you can't come in my house because you mean her no good. So you absolutely don't mean us any good.
exactly,
You're out for yourself and you're using her.
exactly.
Child, I don't know. Nique, thank you for having me. I'm just saying, love your kids no matter what. Because your kids, I don't care if
Absolutely.
they 64,
Definitely love them.
if they
Sometimes you gotta tell them.
87, I don't care
Right.
if they 208, they're
Yeah,
your child. No
love them.
matter
Yeah,
what,
and
you
you
love
should
on
love
them.
them, but you
But
have
And
I
to
you
think
teach
can love
them
them
as
from a
Self-love.
well.
distance too.
but
You
wait,
can
wait,
love them
wait.
from a
But
distance too.
I think that your definition of love is allow your child to do whatever
Enable.
they think
Whatever they
No,
want.
no,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yeah,
Not
you
at all.
literally
Yes.
is your
Not
own
at all.
children. You're
If
being
you're
a
an
wait,
you're
enabler,
teaching
Not
your
at all.
daughter.
Excuse
wait,
me.
You're teaching your daughter.
wait. Love can also be tough love as well. I love you enough to teach you that
Yeah.
you
Tough
need to
love.
fall on your head to understand that
Exactly.
the route that you are going is not a good one.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. So wait,
love
can I
means
tough
tough love as well. Love don't mean because you keep saying
just let you keep fucking up.
love your
Can
kids.
I
Let you fuck
respond?
up.
Can
That
I
doesn't mean you
respond?
don't love your
Yeah,
kids.
no, no, no. Can I respond?
Go
Hello, can I respond?
ahead.
Okay, so loving my kid and having consequences for my children are two different things. I never said don't have consequences. I let my kid, I'll provide a hotel for them to have sex, and I never said all that. I never said that. I clearly just said out of understanding, yeah, you got to lay down the hammer. Me personally, I'm not going to ship my child away. That's just that because I got the option to. I'm
Can
not
we
going to
just go
sit here
back
and ship
to
my
the
kid
start
away.
of this?
That's just me.
What if
Because
your child
Period.
runs away?
wait,
If
wait a
That's
second,
me.
ma'am.
If they
I'm
run away,
sorry, ma'am.
stay away.
But
If
can
you
we
run away, you
that
stay away.
You took the
ma'am,
accountability away from
excuse
your
me.
child by making the decision. You keep saying, I'm not going to send my child away. Your child had a choice in your home where you set the rules and
Yes,
boundaries and
and
the example for the children that are under her. You are setting examples. You're teaching your daughter that it's okay to do whatever you want. You can pitch a fit and do whatever you can get your way. That's
yeah.
And you're
crazy.
also teaching your daughter that when I mess up and I do something mommy don't like, you're going to ship me away. So
No,
what
that
else is
means
that
what
There's
I.
gonna be
too?
You're teaching
No,
your
So what
but
is that
child.
too?
are you
When I
speaking
say what I
about a
mean, and I mean what
5-year-old?
I
Wait, no,
say,
are you speaking
and
about
you
a
shouldn't
5-year-old or
compromise.
something? Because what almost adult or adult is speaking like that? What
right.
adult is saying,
Who
"Oh, mommy
who you
doesn't
talking to
like me,
me?
she's sending me away"? Like what adult? That's not adult mentality
Right.
Isn't
right
that
there.
what the little
So like,
girl said?
what if you're
Isn't that what
saying
I'm
we
not trying
got
to
almost
yell.
grown children here because you're calling them grown children, okay? Which I feel like how can you use both of those things in the same sentence? It's either a child or it's going to be an adult. You know,
Right.
it's they can't be both at the same time or something's wrong there. Okay, so how are you going to discipline your adult child
Right.
who's still living in your home but not following your rules or whatever?
Rules,
How
yeah.
are you disciplining
Right.
them then? Are you
This
putting
is
them on
Okay,
how.
we're
punishment?
talking about
Like
my
what are you
natural
doing
children. You're
exactly?
talking about, wait a
It
minute, you're
doesn't
talking about
matter if
my
it's a
natural
child. It's your
children.
It
responsibility.
doesn't matter
Whether
whether
Okay,
you
it's
make
right.
an
Okay,
natural. It
so
adult,
doesn't matter
let's
whether
clear
you
grown
that up.
adopted them or
One at a
anything
See,
like
time.
that. I'm
now
saying
everybody
you
yelling,
as
and I'm trying to respond. You asked me to respond.
All right, one
Natural
at
children,
a
foster children.
time. One at a time.
You asked me to respond. You're asking me my adult children, because at the end of the day, a mother, there's no age of where the child is your legally by law. 21, 18, all that good stuff. Yes, you're an adult. We're talking about Yandy's situation. She adopted a child. We're not talking about my kids. My kids, they
Taking
know
on
my rules. We
parents' growth.
respect each other. We respect each other. When they disrespect me, they know there's consequences. It's not just me raising my kids. I got my husband. I
yeah.
have my
So that's what
mother.
I'm
I
asking
have
you. So what
family.
are the consequences for adult
My
children
son
or
at
nearly adult
16,
children, what
my
consequences are you giving them if you're
okay,
saying
first of all,
to
okay,
kick them out
you're
is like
asking me a
abandoning your
question.
child? They're not a
Well, you're
Yes,
asking
I'm
me for
clarifying my
my
question because the answer that you're giving me is just the same thing that you've been
because
saying. I'm trying to get
you're
more
asking me
clarification from you.
regardless to can I get some clarification from you? Are you asking if I adopted a child or if I'm talking about my daughter, my 16-year-old son? Which one we talking
In
about?
my
What's the
opinion,
difference?
adopting a child, as you keep on saying about Yandy and her situation, adopting the child doesn't matter because you're taking on the role of the
Of a
mother. So
mother,
whether it's
correct.
adopted, whether
Correct. So therefore, if she's adopted, what?
All right, we're gonna move on.
I'm lost. Anyway, I'm just not to answer your question, ma'am. Just to answer your question, there are consequences in my household, and if it's too much that I can't handle, I understand sending my kid to a place that can help them because I can't. I understand that, but we're talking about Yandy. We're talking about why she even got rid of this kid, not me. I'm not Yandy. You're right. I'm not a superstar. She's not threatening my house. So I get what y'all mean. I get exactly. I see both points. So I don't get why what I'm saying is wrong. Saying love your kid and help them through their crisis, but yet and still kicking them out and kicking them to the curb is right too. I don't get that part. That part I don't get.
Because there's no crisis.
If it's no
There's no crisis.
consequence,
She's making a choice to be with a man that's putting her little siblings and her mother at risk. She's supposed to disregard all of that for the one child that
what's
just wants to be stubborn.
if say,
Right.
I'm sorry, can I speak? Say for instance, if you are to go out and you have sex at 16, you have a baby, your parent says, "Oh, it's okay, we're gonna help raise the child together." What's stopping you from doing it again? What's keeping you from going and having sex and having another baby again? And that's what usually happens. You have another one because what was the consequence? How is this hard? This is not even hard. This is easy. Oh, she's going to help me raise this kid, so she'll help me raise another one and another one.
No, I disagree with that. I don't agree
I
with that.
agree.
Where's the disagreement?
That the behavior would keep getting repeated because you kept your 16-year-old child because she had one baby.
And then she's going to have another one, right?
No, she's going to go to work and take care of the one. After that, her life is on her.
But if she's still staying in the house
point.
and she's not paying no bills and she's getting taken care of and the baby's getting taken care of, what is the consequence?
The consequence at that point has to become harder. Then the babies can stay because you have nowhere to live, but you have to go if you're not going to go to school or get a job.
So the babies can stay. So I'm out here in the streets with no babies now again.
No, you have a choice. You got 30 days to get a job or go to enroll in school. If that does not happen, yes.
Punishment is to take care of their own baby. That's what punishment is.
No, that's life. That's not a punishment. That's
no,
life.
It is. You can't just take the baby away from them and tell them that they have a choice to go to school or provide them a place
because you have exceeded the time frame that I gave you to get a job or enroll in school. I will
Why not have them provide